Select the Ecosystems category in the Scene at a Glance and add component of this type. Name it Pine Burn. On the Rules page, change the maximum slope to 50 degrees. Go to the Material page. Show Advanced Features, show Material Controls, and rename the material Fire Regrowth. Close Material Controls. The selected material will update with the Fire Regrowth material name. The Overstory ecotype will be made up of pine snags and stumps from the burned forest. The Overstory ecotype will include the young lodgepole pine that took over after the fire. Go to the Foliage page, select the Overstory ecotype, and add ecotype. On the Settings page, change the Absolute Size is In to Foliage Group, and Absolute Density is In to Foliage Group. This is the Forestry Edition. The standard VNS edition does not have the size method and density method controls. An ecotype is made up of one or more foliage groups of foliage objects. This ecotype will have two groups. Add a foliage group. Name it Pine Snags. Add another foliage group and name it Pine Stumps. Select the Pine Snags foliage group and set the group maximum height to 30 meters, the group min height to 20 meters, group density to 30 stems per hectare. Add foliage object. This will insert an object placeholder, which will default to the image object type. We can populate foliage groups with image objects, 3D objects, or both. We will use image objects, so choose New Image Object from the drop-down list. Make your way to your Components folder and open up the Image folder, Foliage, and Stump and Snag. Select Pine Snag 1 IFF and Control-click to multiple select Pine Snag 2 and Pine Snag 4. The foliage group list will update with the 3 foliage object images. Open the image object library. There are the 3 pine snag images we loaded. Let's add the stump images we'll use shortly. Add image object to library and multiple select Pine Stump 1, and then Control-click to do Stump 2 and Stump 4 IFF. We've added new image objects, so load fast, apply to all. Close the library. We'll use this foliage group later, so save it as a component. Select the Pine Snags group and save foliage group to disk. In the Component Signature window, browse the image for thumbnail. Find your WCS Frames folder and load the last render ping. I'm going to save this in my Tutorials category. If you don't have one, create one. Let's add an appropriate comment. Pine Snags, 10 years after major fire, 20 to 30 meter height, 30 stems per hectare. Save to disk and close. Select the Pine Stumps group and set the group maximum height to 2 meters, minimum height 1 meter, density 5 stems per hectare. Add 3 foliage objects. To insert 3 object placeholders. We need to add as many foliage objects as we need when the image objects are already present in the image object library. Replace the default No Image Selected objects with Pine Stump 1, select another one, Stump 2, select the third one, Stump 4. Save the project. Go to the Scene at a Glance and open the YNP environment. Turn to the Ecosystems page and grab all. The ecosystem list controls render order. As VNS renders each polygon, it will first look at the grassland rules and see if the polygon meets all the criteria. If it does, grassland will be rendered. If not, the renderer goes to the next ecosystem on the list, Pineburn. If the polygon meets all the Pineburn rules, it renders. If not, ground effect is rendered. Save the project and render a preview. So far, so good. We have snags in the slopes with an occasional stump. The bright color is Pineburn Ecosystem Material Diffuse Color. It was generated by VNS when the ecosystem was first created. Your color is probably different as it's randomly generated. Let's replace the color with a texture. A good place to start is the diffuse color of an adjoining ecosystem. Double-click the Render Foreground to open the Grassland Ecosystem Editor. Turn to the Material page, select the Diffuse Color Texture Operations, and copy texture. Move to the Pineburn ecosystem, select its Diffuse Color Texture Operations, and paste texture. Confirm that you want to copy the diffuse color texture to the diffuse color texture. Select the diffuse color texture operations and edit texture. The fractal noise is a mix of dark green and lighter green, which is too green for the ground under a dense growth of pine trees. Let's change the lighter green to a dark brown. Select the right color pin and click its color well to open the color editor. Select the Rock Tones swatch, Rock Tones, and choose a medium brown. Keep. Close the texture editor, save the project, render a preview.